Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel Innovation Fitness with Harvey. If you are new to the channel, then welcome along, and if you haven't already, please watch my full disclaimer, and the link for this can be found in the description below. As very briefly, this is purely an inspirational channel to motivate others the importance of fitness for both our physical and mental well-being, and this is done through my vision loss journey. So, in this video I am doing common fitness key words. So I am hoping this video may be helpful in my exercise videos and just sharing some commonly used keywords in the fitness industry that I have known from my own personal experience. So this video may be useful for beginners or for people just starting off, and I will be doing mainly muscle groups such as the abbreviations and a couple of other keywords. So as ever, my content is always welcome and inclusive to anyone that is interested, but I always have the visually impaired community in mind, so hopefully a lot of helpful audio description. So I'll start off on the keywords and I'll start with sets and reps. So commonly in the fitness industry, a common term is maybe 3 sets of 10. So obviously the 3 sets is referring to the sets and 10 is referring to the amount of reps or repetitions. So for example, if I say I'm doing 3 sets of 10 squats, if I do 10 squats, that is my first set, then I have a break, then I do another 10 squats, that is then my second set, then I have another break before doing my final set, then do another 10 squats, that is my third and final set. So that is sets and reps. Next, I will move on to the core. So in my exercise videos, I may say squeeze the core, tighten the core, or engage the core, and I am referring to the stomach, the sides and the lower back, that section there. So basically the stomach, like the abs or abdominals, sides, the obliques, as I say, the lower back, and the core also consists of the pelvic floor and the diaphragm. Now I will move on to some muscle group abbreviations and other muscle groups, starting off from head to toe to make it as easy as possible to follow. So I'll start with pecs. So pecs are the muscles for the chest. Delts or deltoids are the shoulder muscles. Next, I will move on to the traps. Now the traps are located at the upper back and neck area. So basically, the traps start off from the base of the skull, run across the tops of the shoulders, and then finish off down towards the middle of the back. So that's the traps. Next, I will move on to the lats. The lats are located at the sides of the back, and they are quite a broad muscle, and they sort of wrap round. So the lats start off just below the armpits and run down the sides of the back, as I say, wrap round and run down towards the lower part of the back. Next, I will move on to the arms, so the biceps and triceps. So to make it as easy as possible to follow for the visually impaired community, the biceps are located on the front part of the upper part of the arm, and basically if I put my palm of my hand out in front of me, then bring my palm up towards my shoulder, I then feel my bicep contracting. So that's the bicep, upper part, front part of the arm. On the opposite side is the triceps. So if I straighten my arm, I then feel my triceps contracting. So basically, if I feel the triceps, basically if I feel just underneath my shoulder, the tricep basically runs down at the back of the upper part of the arm and runs down towards the elbow. So that's the biceps and triceps. Next, I will move on to some muscle groups in the legs. So I will start off with the glutes. So if I say the glutes, sometimes I may say squeeze the glutes, engage the glutes, or tighten the glutes. So a bit like the core, when I say squeeze the core. So the glutes, I'm referring to the bottom or the buttocks. And my channel is all about motivating people to spend less time being glued to their glutes. Now, moving on to the hamstrings. So the hamstrings are just at the back of the upper part of the leg, just underneath the bottom, and they run down towards the back of the knee, basically the rear part of the thighs. And on the opposite side is the quads. So the quads are located on the front part, on the upper part of the legs, just above the knees. Then to finish off, I will finish with the calves. Now the calves are located on the same side as the hamstrings, but this time below the back of the knees. So below the knees, on the back of the lower part of the legs is the calves. So that's everything in this video. So I hope you may find it useful and beneficial, and maybe something to refer back to maybe in the future. And if at any point you may need something explaining, please feel free to drop any comments in the comment section or any suggestions, and I will do my best to help, and I may do them in future videos to hopefully help out. So hope you've enjoyed, hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next one.